everybody, it's Elaine. Well, it's already late August, and I have this seedlings and cuttings that I have started on the winter time, and these cuttings have started since last September or October already. And I've noticed them today, while cleaning the area where I put my plants that I dig up and, set aside so I can find a new home for them. And, that's during the time when I redoing the beds and redesigning the garden. So I've noticed that I've had this there, and these are cuttings from the rosemary topiary that I made last summer. And during the fall, or almost October, I guess, yes, it's October, I had to shape them to keep the nice topiary shape on the pot. So, but anyway, these are the cuttings that I took from the rosemary topiary, and I stacked them in this 4-quarts pot, from the nursery. That I saved them. Actually, I save a lot of them when I get some of my plants, to put in the garden. I save them, so I know that I would be able to use them or reuse them at some point, like this, putting or propagating this rosemary cuttings from the topiary tree that I had. So instead of wasting all the cuttings, I wanted to propagate them and make new plants. So I have about 29 new plants in here. So when I stuck them in there, I put about 4, one in each corner, the cuttings, and then I keep them there. I kept them moist until they're almost good. And during the winter time, I actually didn't do anything with them. I just left them outside, and they survived the whole winter, the whole spring, the whole summer, and now it's almost late August, and they're just gorgeous. I mean, I had this little sage that I cut from this summer that I stuck it in there, and it's really it's also rooted, so it's good. I can use that also. So I'm going to now, I know it's a little too late, but I know that these are going to survive. So now I'm going to put them into their own separate pot, like this one, which again I save them from the plants that I got from the nursery before. I save them so I can reuse them. So I'm going to put each individual propagated cuttings that is already rooted, that's survived through the winter and the whole summer and the whole spring and the whole summer, and put them into their own separate pot and leave them there for a little bit. And maybe this fall I can decide, before winter, like maybe September or late October or mid-October, I can decide whether I'm going to make a topiary out of them, or make a bonsai out of them. They're really incredible. They're so not pliable. What do you call those? They're so trainable that you can actually make them for anything. You can shape them like a Christmas tree and or shape them like a nice little ball, you know, and make a completely beautiful plant for each one of them. So I counted them, so I have like about 29 you know, cuttings here, or rooted cuttings here, and I'm going to put them into their own separate pots. So what I'm going to use is just a really good potting soil that you know, that is organic, only because whatever I use this for, whether I make a hedge out of them or make a topiary out of them or make a bonsai out of them, I would be able to also cook with them. You know, if I got cuttings or if I'm cooking and I need something for meat or whatever, I can cook with them. So I want to make sure that the soil that I put in there or that I potted them is really good soil, and you know, there's no chemicals. That I'm hoping, you know, that this potting soil that I bought is true to what they say. So so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just put them into their own separate pots, and hope that it will survive here. I'm sure it's going to survive. Believe me, it's going to survive. So anyway, so now I'm going to mix this really, really good potting soil with biotone, you know, starter, to make sure that they have a good nutrients to start with into their own separate pot. So, and the other thing that, you know, after I do that, I am going to pot also this, if you can see, these beautiful seedlings that I started through the winter. They're lemon, and I started them from just a lemon fruit that I juiced and zest and, you know, used over the winter. And the seeds of that, I planted them on these eggshells. They're not, you know, they're not very small eggs. They're extra large eggs. And so, so this has been here for the winter to now. So it's just grown so beautifully. So I'm going to pot them now in this bigger pot that it's gonna stay in this one. I mean, if you can see how the difference between this little tiny eggshell, half of the eggshell, and this pot here. So it's gonna stay in here probably about let's see, 2 years. I mean, yeah, it should stay here about 2 years. And by that time, we'll see if it will fruit the first year or the second year, or maybe after I move it from the next size, which is a little bit, just, you know, maybe an inch bigger than this size. So this is terracotta pot. I know it's gray, but it's colored terracotta pot, and I just thought that it's beautiful. And it matches most of the stuff that I have, so I can line them up, you know, and enjoy them in these pots. So that's what I'm going to do, but this will have a completely different soil. I would mix a biotone with a citrus potting soil with a compost also, so it will have a really nice nutrients to start them to grow and to get all that nutrients so they will fruit, hopefully. So, okay, so I am going to just go at it